Yo, what's good, YouTube? Today we have a new video that I've never done before. I've decided to do the conference championships for the NCAA football season. These are my current predictions. These can change during the season. They already have. I've made some other ones on Twitter at the _RealTSG. You'll see my old ones that I made before I updated them to the new ones that based off today and how I still feel about the teams that I put in the championship back then. Some have changed, some have not. This one has changed with one opponent. I still have Ohio in the championship, even though they're not at the top of their division. I think they are a pretty decent team. I don't think they're like worth a ranking or anything, but they're not bad. Next, Ball State. I had Toledo here at first, but I changed it because Ball State's at the top of the division right now. I don't really watch low conference teams play, but I've seen the scores of Ball State games, and they've seemed to be playing really great right now. So, with that being said, I have Ohio versus Ball State in the MAC Conference Championship, and I have Ohio winning. Still have Ohio winning the championship currently. And we're going to move on to our next conference, which is Conference USA. I have UAB versus West Kentucky. I have UAB winning this one. At first, I had UAB versus, what's this? It was UAB versus another opponent. I know it wasn't Western Kentucky, but either way, I still have UAB winning this championship. And that's just a short one because it's a lower conference. Not many people even care about it. So, yeah. Next, Sunbelt Championship. We have Louisiana Lafayette versus Appalachian State. At first, I had Louisiana Lafayette winning this game versus Appalachian State. This is one of the ones I kept the exact same, didn't change, but I did change the winner to Appalachian State. At first, I had Louisiana Lafayette winning, but now I have Appalachian State seeing the ranked, and they've been doing pretty well currently for themselves. The first ranked Sunbelt team that stayed ranked after their first week. So I have Appalachian State over Louisiana Lafayette. I know they call Louisiana now, but I don't really like that. I like Louisiana Lafayette. So once again, I have App State winning this one. Next, we have Boise State versus San Diego State. At first, it was Boise State versus... I happened to forget for some reason. I knew it just a second ago. But I know it wasn't San Diego State at first. It was Hawaii. I had Boise State versus Hawaii in the Mountain West Championship. But I happened to change it to San Diego State because San Diego State 6-1. They're getting poll votes. They seem like a pretty good team currently. And I think they can make it there. But I still have Boise State winning the Mountain West Championship once again. Next is SMU versus Cincinnati. At first, I had SMU versus UCF. But UCF does not seem like the team that they've been the past 2 years. I know they're missing McKenzie Milton a lot. But they're just going to have to move on from UCF until next year. I have Cincinnati versus SMU. I had UCF beating SMU at first, but now I have SMU beating Cincinnati. SMU's having their best year since like the 80s, so I decided to go with SMU over Cincinnati. I think this would be a pretty close game, but I think SMU will come over the top and win the American Conference Championship. Next, we're going into the Power 5 conferences with Clemson versus Virginia. I have Clemson winning this one. Virginia, I thought could possibly pull off the upset. I didn't have them winning, but I thought they could possibly pull off the upset. But maybe they're not as good as the team they are. I know they're missing like a star player. So yeah, I have Clemson winning this one. Clemson's not the team they've been before, but I still have Clemson over Virginia. Next, in the Big 12 championship, this may be a shocker to some people. I have Baylor versus Oklahoma. At first, I had Texas, but Texas does not seem like the team that I thought they were going to be this year. But I know they're missing a ton of people on defense. But that's like injuries don't count for championships or conference championships. If Baylor beats Texas, Baylor's probably going to be in. I don't think it really matters how it goes. As long as Baylor beats Texas and they win out their conference, except for Oklahoma, they'll most likely make it. They're like 98% chance of making it if they beat Texas. Anyway, I have Oklahoma winning this. At first, I had Texas over Oklahoma. Now I have Oklahoma versus Baylor. So I now have Oklahoma winning the conference championship versus Baylor. I now have Baylor in here first. And hopefully Baylor can pull off something. They could possibly pull off an upset and make it to the playoffs for all we know. We never know. We never really know, especially with how Baylor's been playing. I know they haven't played the toughest opponents except for probably Oklahoma State and Iowa State. But Oklahoma hasn't really played much except for Texas, and Texas doesn't look as good as they should be. But I still have Oklahoma versus Baylor in the Big 12 championship. Next is the Pac-12 championship. I have USC versus Oregon. This is still the same. This is one of the ones I kept the exact same. I did debate between USC and Utah, but I think I like the USC team, even though they have like their third string quarterback currently. And Utah will probably creep up on them. If USC loses another one, I don't think Utah will lose another game. But I'll have to look at their schedule again. But as long as USC can win and compete with Utah in that division of the Pac-12, I think USC will make it. And I have them versus Oregon. I think Oregon's going to make it no matter what. I think that's a guarantee. At first, I had USC beating Oregon, but now I'm going to change it around to Oregon wins versus USC. Because I think Oregon's looking like a better team. And they barely lost to Auburn. We're not going to act like they got blown out. They barely lost, and it was like with a few seconds left. So I have Oregon over USC in the Pac-12 championship. Next, the Big Ten championship, Ohio State versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin just came off an upset versus my team, the Illinois Fighting Illini. So we're going to have Ohio State versus Wisconsin. At first, I had Wisconsin winning this game, but now I'm going to switch over to Ohio State. They play this coming Saturday, but I think Wisconsin has enough to make it again. And Ohio State's going to have to compete with Penn State. As long as they beat Penn State, they're probably going to make it. Guaranteed, unless they get upset again, like they did last year when they played Purdue. They still made it to the championship. So I have Ohio State versus Wisconsin. At first I had Wisconsin winning, but now I have Ohio State. The last conference championship I have is LSU versus Florida. At first I had LSU versus Georgia, but Georgia does not seem like the team everybody thought they were going to be coming in. Everybody thought Georgia was like very little close to beating Alabama every year. They thought this year was going to be the year. This obviously not going to be the year for either of the teams, considering now I have LSU versus Florida, no Alabama or no Georgia. Either way, I still had LSU winning this game, no matter who they play, Florida or Georgia. I still had LSU winning this game in the SEC championship. And yep, that's the last one. That'll be the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you want more, just tell me. I do streams of the predictions of the week. I did miss this week. I was pretty busy, so I didn't stream for like the past 5 days. I will be back soon. I'll most likely be back Wednesday, which I think is tomorrow. So I will be streaming tomorrow. I'll be making my college football predictions for the week. and where I'm going from there. If you want to know my top 4 is number 1 LSU, number 2 Ohio State, number 3 Oklahoma, and number 4 Alabama. And that will be the end of this video, and I'm out.